Hi, I'm Allora. Just moved to this small town after finishing community college with a business degree. That's how I ended up at Sunshine Café. Cute little place downtown with yellow awnings. Perfect for a temporary gig while figuring out my next steps. Walking in for my first shift, I straightened my apron. The morning rush was just starting. You must be the new girl. Thank God you're here. We're short-staffed. A frazzled blonde woman waved me over. Her name tag read manager under Melissa. I'm ready to jump right in. Perfect. Sarah will show you around. Tony handles the kitchen. Don't get on his bad side if you want your orders out on time. Hey, new girl. I'm Sarah. A petite redhead rushed past with 3 plates balanced on her arm. Grab that coffee pot and follow me. For the next hour, Sarah showed me the ropes. Which tables tipped well, how to handle the register, and Tony's system for order pickup. The burly cook barely looked up from the grill, just grunted when introduced. Don't mind him. He's actually a teddy bear once you get to know him. The bell above the door jingled, and the entire cafe went quiet. A tall man in an expensive suit walked in, talking loudly on his phone. He didn't wait to be seated, just took the corner booth. That's Victor Davenport, Sarah whispered. Local big shot, owns half the real estate downtown. And a massive jerk, Tony muttered through the service window. 10 minutes later, all hell broke loose. I specifically said no ice in my water. Are you completely incompetent? Victor's voice boomed across the cafe. Sarah turned bright red. I'm so sorry, Mr. Davenport. I'll get you a new one right away. Don't bother. You'll just mess that up too. He grabbed the glass and dumped the water right on the table. Clean this up and get someone competent to serve me. I watched Sarah's hands shake as she mopped up the mess. Melissa hurried over, apologizing profusely. Something in me snapped. I grabbed a fresh glass of water, no ice, and marched over. Your water, sir. I set it down carefully. Victor barely glanced at me. Who are you? Allora, your new server since you've decided Sarah isn't good enough. His eyes narrowed. Well, Allora, I hope you're more competent than... Actually, I have a policy. I treat people with respect when they deserve it. And making someone clean up a mess you deliberately created? That doesn't earn my respect. The cafe went dead silent. Victor's face darkened. Do you know who I am? Someone who needs to learn some manners, apparently. Melissa appeared at my side, looking terrified. No, I want to hear what the new girl has to say. Victor leaned forward. Simple. You treat my colleagues with respect, or you can take your business elsewhere. Victor laughed coldly. I've been coming here for years. You won't last a week. We'll see about that. I could feel everyone's eyes on me as Victor stormed out, slamming the door so hard the little bell nearly flew off. Holy crap, girl! Sarah rushed over, wide-eyed. Nobody talks to Victor Davenport like that. Nobody! Melissa looked like she might pass out. Do you have any idea what you've done? He could ruin us all. Why does everyone just let him act like that? He's just one customer. Tony leaned through the kitchen window. One customer who owns the building we're in, and the bank that holds most folks' mortgages around here. After the morning rush died down, Tony invited me to the back for coffee. His gruff exterior had softened. That took guts, standing up to that snake. Been terrorizing this town for years. How'd he get so much power? Family money plus ruthless business sense. Buys struggling businesses for pennies, fires everyone, flips the property. Man's got no soul. Sarah joined us, fidgeting with her apron. Last year, I spilled coffee on his suit by accident. He made Melissa dock my pay for a month to cover the cleaning bill. It was some designer thing that cost more than I make in 2 weeks. That's illegal. Try telling that to someone who can't afford to lose their job. Sarah looked down. This place is all I've got. The lunch rush began, and I met some of the regulars. Most were talking about my confrontation with Victor. News traveled fast in small towns. A well-dressed man in his 40s sat at the counter, watching me with interest. You must be the famous Allora. Word's already spreading about this morning. Great. My claim to fame is pissing off the town tyrant. He laughed. Best entertainment we've had in years. I'm Daniel, by the way. You're not worried about getting on Victor's bad side by talking to me? Sweetheart, I've been on Victor's bad side for a decade. We were business partners until I caught him cutting corners on building materials. Nearly collapsed an apartment complex. And he's still in business? Money talks. And he's got friends in high places. Daniel sipped his coffee. But karma's patient. People like Victor eventually self-destruct. The afternoon dragged on until the bell jingled again. Victor was back, with a smug smile that made my skin crawl. Afternoon, everyone. His voice was honey-coated poison. He walked straight to me. I had a lovely chat with the owner of this establishment. Seems he wasn't aware of how his staff treats valued customers. My stomach dropped. Just thought you should know. Your employment status is precarious. He leaned in close enough that only I could hear. Nobody challenges me and keeps their job, honey. Especially not some nobody waitress who doesn't know her place. Melissa hurried over. Victor, your usual table is ready. Actually, I think I'll sit at the counter today. He slid onto a stool, eyes locked on me. I want Allora to serve me personally. We need to establish a proper understanding. Sarah shot me a sympathetic look while Tony watched from the kitchen, jaw clenched. Clock's ticking on your little career here, Victor whispered as I poured his coffee. Unless you're ready to apologize publicly. I forced a smile, my mind racing. This wasn't just about me anymore. I smiled sweetly at Victor while my mind raced. I'll get your usual breakfast order started. As soon as I reached the kitchen, Tony raised an eyebrow. You're not actually gonna apologize to that jackass, are you? Hell no. I'm gonna take him down. I lowered my voice. But I need help. After my shift, I caught Daniel before he left. Got a minute? I need advice on handling our mutual friend. We grabbed coffee at a shop 3 blocks away, where Victor's influence hadn't spread. If we're gonna expose Victor, we need concrete evidence, Daniel said, sliding a business card across the table. My lawyer's been building a case against his development company for years. Cutting corners, permit violations, worker safety issues. That's bigger than being rude to waitresses. It's all connected. People who abuse power do it everywhere. Business, personal life, everywhere. The next morning, I gathered Sarah, Tony, and Melissa in the storage room before opening. I know you're scared of losing your jobs, but are you tired of walking on eggshells around Victor? Sarah nodded immediately. Tony crossed his arms with a, hell yes. Melissa hesitated. He's threatening to buy the cafe and fire everyone if I don't get rid of you, Melissa admitted. The owner's considering selling. Give me 2 weeks, I pleaded. I've got a plan. I explained how we'd document every instance of Victor's behavior. Sarah would wear a small recorder Daniel provided. Tony would save security footage. Melissa would keep records of Victor's threats against the business. For the next 10 days, Victor made my life hell. He'd come in, order complicated meals, then send them back repeatedly. He'd spill drinks accidentally and demand I clean them. He'd make loud phone calls describing me as incompetent trash. I took it all with a smile, which only made him push harder. Your little attitude adjustment isn't saving your job, he sneered on day 11. I'm meeting your boss tomorrow to finalize my purchase offer. That so? Well, enjoy your coffee, sir. Later, Daniel showed me what his investigator had uncovered. Victor's company has been bribing building inspectors. We've got paper trails, witness statements. One more solid piece of evidence, and we've got him. Tomorrow's the day then, I said. Lunch rush. His regular time. The next day, Victor strutted in at 12:30 sharp, louder and more obnoxious than ever. The cafe was packed, including with several customers Daniel had arranged. Victor immediately started his routine. This coffee tastes like dishwater, and my regular table's taken? Are you people incompetent? So, sorry, sir, I said loudly. We'll fix that right away. I brought him a fresh coffee, deliberately walking past a table where someone's foot accidentally stuck out. The coffee spilled all over Victor's expensive suit. You clumsy bitch, he exploded, grabbing my wrist hard enough to bruise. You did that on purpose. You're finished in this town, you hear me? Finished! Every customer was watching now. Phones recording. Right on cue. I own half this pathetic town. I'll make sure you never work again. Victor continued raging, not realizing he'd fallen right into my trap. Victor was still gripping my wrist, his face contorted with rage. "I'll ruin you! I'll shut this whole place down!" I calmly pulled my arm away. "Are you threatening me, Mr. Davenport? Because everyone in this cafe just heard you and saw you grab me." That's when he noticed all the phones pointed at him. His moment of confusion was perfect. "You know what? I've had enough of your bullying." I raised my voice so everyone could hear. "For weeks, you've harassed me and every other employee here, and we've documented all of it." Daniel stood up from his table. "I believe assault and making threats are both prosecutable offenses, Victor, not to mention workplace harassment." "This is ridiculous. You set me up," Victor sputtered, looking around at the crowd. "Set you up to act like yourself? Hardly needed any effort." I nodded to Melissa, who brought out a folder. "These are incidents reported by our staff over the past 3 weeks alone." Melissa's voice shook slightly, but she stood tall. "Including your threat to buy this place just to fire everyone." "You can't prove anything." Sarah stepped forward, pulling a small recording device from her apron. "Actually, we can. Every nasty comment, every threat." 2 police officers who'd been having lunch in the corner approached our table. "Mr. Davenport, we'd like you to come down to the station to answer some questions about the assault we just witnessed." Victor laughed nervously. "This is absurd. Do you know who I am?" "Yes, sir, we do. And we also know about the building code violations Daniel here has reported." As the officers escorted a protesting Victor out, the cafe erupted in applause. Tony emerged from the kitchen, grinning from ear to ear. "First round of pie is on the house, folks." 3 weeks later, the cafe was busier than ever. Our showdown with Victor had gone viral locally, bringing in customers curious to see the place where the infamous millionaire got his comeuppance. Daniel slid onto his usual stool at the counter. "Just closed the deal on Victor's development company. Got it for 30 cents on the dollar." "No way. How'd you manage that?" "After the assault charges, his business partners wanted out. Then the building inspector scandal hit the papers. Nobody wanted to be associated with him." Sarah leaned over. "I heard he tried to join the country club in the next town over, and they rejected his application." "His ex-wife is dating the club president," Daniel chuckled. "Karma's really coming for him from all directions." Melissa joined us, holding a letter. "The owner just called. Victor's been officially banned from the premises, and I've been offered the opportunity to buy the cafe." "You're kidding," I squealed. "I've been saving for years. Now with the business booming and Victor gone." Melissa grinned. "Plus, Daniel here offered to be a silent partner." "Speaking of silent," Tony called from the kitchen. "Victor's Mercedes just got repossessed outside the courthouse. Saw it on my way in." We all burst out laughing. Through the windows, I could see the Sunshine Cafe sign gleaming in the morning light, without Victor's shadow darkening the door. "Hey, Allora," Melissa said. "How about becoming assistant manager? Seems like you've got a talent for handling difficult situations." "I'd be honored." Daniel raised his coffee mug. "To the woman who taught this town that bullies only have power when we give it to them." Everyone clinked mugs, and for the first time since I'd arrived, the cafe felt like exactly where I was meant to be. Is public humiliation the right way to deal with workplace bullies? Or should Allora have handled Victor's abuse through official channels only? Some might say Victor deserved every bit of public shame after years of abusing his power. Others might argue that setting a trap and humiliating someone publicly only creates more hostility, even if they deserve consequences. What would you have done in Allora's position? Would you risk everything to stand up to someone like Victor? Or would you have found another way? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story of sweet revenge, don't forget to hit the like button. For more stories that explore complex workplace dynamics and satisfying justice, subscribe to our channel. New stories every day.